Upgrade? Yes.
Oh, we're so screwed!
But in more positive news, we are back to being the second fastest car. Mercedes, it is well and truly game on. Hello all, Karl here, and welcome back to the F1 2019 career mode. Straight into qualifying then for the German Grand Prix, where we don't like it, and that is wet. And that is something you never thought you would hear a 19-year-old boy's, right, okay, listen, that came out wrong, let's not discuss that. What I'm trying to say is that I perform much better in the right, look, stop it! The real meat of the horse is that I'm not very good in wet conditions, and as you can see, I'm sliding out of the last two corners. Norris is fastest in the session with a low 24. We're going to come across the line with a 26, last place. Oh no. My tactic for this, though, was to just do as many laps as I could before the fuel basically ran out and spluttered to a halt. We come across the line again. We're still in last, but we've improved tenfold, and that is what we need to keep doing. My other racing driver excuse is that I have a dry setup on for this race, as the race is actually going to be dry, hence why I'm not feeling very hooked up. But even so, the AI's pace in qualifying is ridiculous, because surely they're doing the same, but we're not last! Yes! But the proof is in the pudding, or in this case, the timesheets. We're f***ed. Luckily for me, I'm not very good at saying no. Wait, that's probably not a good thing, actually. Anyway, let's not discuss that. The whole point is that I'm going to be resilient and determined in this qualifying session, not give up, and do the fastest lap humanly possible. Through the first sector, already a couple of tenths up. That is exactly what we love to see, and we're going to come across the line once again to complete a lap, and it is going to be P12 for now. However, I'm sure we can improve even more. This is the last lap we get to do in this qualifying session. We are hopefully going to absolutely smash it out of the park. So through the first corner, down 2 gears, cutting it quite fine, but we don't... It's
esports line, ladies and gents.
Down towards the next corner, I generally brake at the 100 board. You can't use full brakes in the wet because apparently brakes are like milk bottle tops in this game, so there's no point in even trying. We're in the slipstream of Kubica though, so hopefully that little bit of slipstream will have catapulted us a little bit more forward. Bottas is in the 23s. I am about to be sick absolutely everywhere, especially if we keep sliding around like an unorganized toad. But coming through the last 2 corners, we are seeming quite hooked up through the last corner. Sliding about a bit, but that's to get the car rotated. But we're sliding about across the line now. Where are we going to be?
It's a bit disappointing, but we just need to push hard in the race and we can still come away with something.
All in all, I'm going to have to give it a 2 out of 10. That was a disgusting session. P14, I'm getting Baku flashbacks. I'm pretty sure that was the last time Norris actually out-qualified us as well, so that is not a good job at all. However, with our dry setup for the race tomorrow, we should be able to do a lot better than this. So with that being said, it is time for the unofficial, but possibly official, depending on if F1 goes ahead this year, German Grand Wiener.
Not a great starting position for us, but hopefully we can improve the situation throughout the race.
Lights out and away we go for the Germans' biggest Frankfurter. Towards the first corner we go. We're on the medium tyres. We have actually opted to split our strategy compared to everyone else. And Raikkonen spun out. Oh my word, he spun out on the infield, and that is an absolute catastrophe, but not a catastrophe at all,
Because we're P8. Do you think I'm even sympathetic?
Anyway, regardless of him being pit manoeuvred onto the infield, we are now in pursuit of Gasly and Norris, who are already quite a way up. However, I do believe our straight line speed is far superior, and as you can see, yes, we are catapulting ourselves forwards. We could go for the move, but in this case, we opt not to. Gasly is overtaking Norris all the while, but there's nothing I can really do. We're on the medium tyres, so for me, it's more of a long game, which is going to hopefully bring us towards the front later on in the race. However, at the end of the first lap, Norris is already 8 tenths ahead, so that's not very good. We cut the corner quite fine, but that's esports line. Poetry, yes! Onto sector 2, so not that much forward on the same lap. And as you can see, there is quite the train ahead of us, going as far forward as 3rd place. So hopefully, if they keep slowing each other up, our medium tyres, when they phase in, can help hoist us forward, and we can start a massacre of Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen. So, if we go on to lap 3 now, we should hopefully overtake Norris pretty soon. However, soft tyres working pretty well for the AI. spoiler, it's not the same for the player, before you ask. But we are fastest in the first sector. Quite interesting stuff right there. And with DRS, we are absolutely rapid. So we're going to save some ERS and fuel. Be tactical. Brake early at the hairpin. Make sure we don't career into the back of our own teammate, because that would be embarrassing. What's going to be even more embarrassing, though, is the fact we're going to absolutely cream past him into this right-hander. Fantastic stuff. However, he's still there on the inside, so we better be having our wits about us, but we do squeeze him out. That is P7. Next target, Pierre Baguette Gasly. Let's go. Personal best lap of the race. Gasly is not quite up in our face, I will admit. However, Bottas and Vettel up ahead are fighting tooth and nail for 4th place at the moment. So, with Leclerc absolutely checking out, hopefully we can get 4th place quite soon. We do still have DRS on the cars ahead, so we are going to absolutely rocket forward. We're going to save some more ERS once again. We are not close enough to go for a reckless dive. Or are we? Nope, not in this case. Trying to feint to the outside, but they would just squeeze us out, so we think better of it once again. ERS once again up into hot lap. Rich mix to the inside once again, but we think better of it. Instead, we're going to absolutely dive like Tom Daly on a Friday to the inside. P6. Beautiful stuff. Next target again, Pierre Baguette Gasly. Woo! With my excitement overflowing, as you could probably hear, the excitement is about to completely drain from my soul, because he's already pulled a second out on me. That is not good enough, and I'm very disappointed in myself. However, with the fighting that is going on ahead, it's another Ferrari we're converging on now. Leclerc's slowing up, so hopefully that position, that 5th place, won't evade us for very long. On to the end of the lap then. We have visibly closed up, but Leclerc and Bottas are too wimp to try and fight us. They have dived into the pits, and so's Norris actually, dived in for whatever tyres he uses, hopefully the mediums and not the hards, because that would be an absolute catastrophe. But we have DRS on Gasly. He also has DRS up ahead, but coming into this next zone, he will not have it, and we are going to absolutely gobble up his position once again like a hungry turkey. Best first sector of the entire race. Rich fuel mix, ERS to overtake, DRS deployed, and we have absolutely careered past him into P2. We're a bit slidey into the hairpin, but I think that's Tokyo Drift dramatic effect. Time to chase down Hamilton, hopefully, and gobble up that victory. It's surely got to be another personal best lap of the race with some DRS assistance, admittedly, but even better, we're P1! Get in there, Lewis, or rather get out of there, Lewis, because that's my P1. Very nice. However, next lap, we're almost a second off. What is going on? Lap 10, luckily, was a bit better. Lap 11 then, bit better on the lap time, and it is box time. We love a bit of boxing. And boxing is what we shall be doing. Onto the soft tyres to bring the fight, hopefully, to Hamilton, Verstappen, and I believe Valtteri Bottas now has completely ran away with 3rd place. So flowing into the pit lane, you can absolutely send it in onto the soft tyres. Out of the pits, and as you can see, Gasly's actually undercut us, and as has Leclerc. Luckily, Norris is a bit too far back, which is very good news. However, that is not good news at all. This is not what we need if we're going to chase Bottas, Verstappen, and Hamilton for the victory today. So we've got to get past as quickly as possible. We're negative on fuel, which is not good, and our ERS is looking a bit shoddy, but we absolutely fly past Gasly, and let's see who has the biggest peen. It is me. Fantastic work, sending it down the inside, admittedly with a much softer tyre, but it is P4, and the chase for 3rd place begins right now. On to lap number 13, best middle sector. Russell out of the race. His car wasn't very minty fresh today, if you know what I'm saying. However, I'll tell you what is still fresh. Our soft tyres. And it is now our job and our duty to catch Bottas, reel him in like a bluefin tuna, and show no mercy. Gasly behind's not even close. Best first sector. Excellent news. Not the best middle sector. Not so excellent. And locking up. I'm going to vomit again. However, luckily, this could be our first chance of a fastest lap point, and if we get that, my sickness might be saved. So, coming through the last corner, interesting wide line, but we've done it! Fastest lap! Yes! Please no one else steal it, for God's sake. Lap 15, gap to Bottas, 2.1 seconds. Looking pretty excellent, even if we are dipping a tyre or two on the gravel at any given point. However, I bring you to the straight on the same lap, because look behind, Norris is now 5th place. It's looking to be his best result of the season. However, can we better our result? Can we catch Bottas?
We didn't catch Bottas. The tyre heating is shit.
Last lap of the Grand Prix and the last sector. It's been a bit of a quiet stint ever since we overtook Leclerc and Gasly upon coming out of the pit lane. But it has been an incredible drive from us. We couldn't catch Bottas in the end and get the podium, but we have done superlatively. We're going to get the fastest lap, and from P14, we are going to get P4. Yes!
Great drive, great drive. We're really happy with that performance.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot. A well-earned victory for Mercedes.
Get in there, Lewis. Miracles do happen, mate.
Mercedes win again, couldn't care less. But for us, 4th place. We gained 10 positions during the race. A lot of them courtesy of Raikkonen absolutely pooing himself at the first corner. But we can't take away from that drive in the end. We were faster than the top runners, even on the mediums, against their soft tyres. Excellent stuff. Norris with his best finish of the entire season. P5. Absolutely excellent stuff. Great race in the end. Qualifying was a bit of a shambles, but in the end, we pulled it together. Fantastic job.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you?
Yes, 10 in total, if you had the quick math ability, Claire. It was a great race. We had the car beneath us for the race. Dry setup. It was absolutely fantastic. Gripped like a determined fish.
Would you say that your rival is still on your level?
Don't be offensive to Lando Norris, okay? He just got his best result of the season. Don't put the poor kid down.
You had a close battle today, didn't you?
It was close at the start, I will admit. However, I did career past him thanks to my battery deploying abilities. After that, I just didn't see him, so not too close.
Do you think you were lucky not to...
And back to the paddock, because Claire has issues. So, rivalry-wise, you know the score. Battered. Resource points-wise, there's a lot to talk about, especially that we didn't get a single warning offence in that race. 100% clean laps and whatever, and in the end it is 1,138. Very nice. Most of the teams love us. Mercedes and Red Bull are salty. You ungrateful Team's lack of support aside, chassis upgrade, yes. And to bolster ourselves as a top-running engine car, we're going to get an ERS upgrade for the next race in Hungary. Yes. Looking at the standings briefly before we move on, it is 3rd place in the driver's standings for us. Norris is now 8th. He's firmly established himself there, which is fantastic news. We did lose a bit of ground to the Mercedes. However, don't worry, we should rectify that quite soon. And we are still 3rd in the Constructors. However, I do believe Red Bull are a bit closer than they were in Britain. So that is a bit of a worry. However, let's not worry too much. Hungary should be a good track for us. And so let's move on to Hungary. All upgrades on safely. And the development race is quite tasty. Mercedes, beware. Qualifying time for the Hungarian Grand Prix. And as you can see on your screens right now, we are actually driving out of the pits. You might think that's a bit strange. You might be thinking, Karl, don't do such a thing, otherwise you'll have no flipping fast lap. You're a noob. Well, actually, this is how you get a fast lap, because otherwise the tyres overheat, and Sector 3 is an absolute whitewash. So I've done the Tiamat Marduk technique, gone out for a slow lap, cooled down the tyres to about 84 degrees, and it's now time to go full send for a lap of the Hungarian Grand Prix circuit. Hurtling towards the first corner, braking in between the 100-metre board and the 50-metre board. I go down to 2nd gear for a bit more bite, going out wide, but trying not to use the curb. I don't know why I did that time, but as we come on to the end of the lap, towards the line, it's going to be... Oh dear. We don't need to talk about our last sector. I feel like there's foul play here. What is happening then? Very wide on our 2nd flying lap. We're going to come across the line, and it's P7. Fantastic stuff. However, in other news, Perez is a cheating prick. A 19-second last sector? So after submitting that to top 5 aliens of the year for F1 2019/2020, we are now doing the final qualifying lap in anger at the Hungaroring. First corner, not actually gaining that much time. We are pretty much on par. However, Sector 2, I think, was where we lost a bit of time. And as you can see, I think that is the case. Going green and then red and then back to green quite quickly. However, what is really getting on my tits, once again, is Devon Butler. Nothing's changed there, but he is making us go wide into that turn, and he is really being a thorn in our side, and we're going to go wide into this corner as well. Yes, we are. He does finally get out of the way, but I think the damage is done. Our tyres are well and truly roasted and toasted as we go into this third sector. Through this left-hander, I opt to use second gear just to get a bit more bite into the corner once again. And then into this right-hander once again. Third gear briefly before switching it up to fourth. And we're going to go extremely wide out to try and gain some time. And it is only P8. Wow. Wow.
Oh, for f***'s sake, Norris got pole.
So while he's boasting at the front of the grid, I am sulking down in 9th place, which is not good at all. Raikkonen 6th in an Alpha. I'd love to see how he's done that then. How has he managed to do that?
The absolute cheating
A 21-1 in an Alfa Romeo. I'm sorry. Nah, that is not possible. I swear to God, he had a 15-4 in the middle of the session. So I don't quite know how he's done that. Alfa Romeos clearly are absolutely rigged for me in F1 2019. But we need to do better. There's no excuse. It's time for the race.
Your target today is 6th place.
Wow, great motivational talk there, Jeff. I'm so glad you're my engineer. I can't wait for F1 2020 when you're hired again. Yay! 5 lights and it is lights out and away we go for the Grand Budapest Grand Prix. Wait, no, that doesn't work. What the hell? It's been a shocking start for us. Ricardo's trying to absolutely career past us, as is Hulkenberg, as is another driver diving down the inside. It's Butler in the racing point. Dear me, that is awful news. We're down to P9 and then back to our starting place in P8 as someone had a penalty. I think it was Bottas. But that is not good news if we're getting overtaken by a racing point already into the first corner. And Gasly's being largy-bargy coming out of turn number 3. Luckily for us, we do maintain P8. Leclerc and Hamilton side by side, though. Butler tried to get involved, and we sweep round the outside. Fantastic stuff. And now, it is well and truly on. Or is it? Because Leclerc is already that far ahead. And he wasn't that far ahead going into the last sector. That is purely the last sector helping him out there. And there's already a yellow flag behind us. What is going on? And, oh my word, Pierre Gasly is already out on lap 2.
Honda engine, am I right?
Last sector of lap 2, though, and we are nowhere near Leclerc. He's absolutely screamed off into Narnia, and I've had enough. We are going to perform the undercut of the literal century going on to lap number 3. So at the end of the lap, as you can see, here we go, diving it into the pit lane, and hopefully going to get a massive undercut on those around us and better tyres. Onto the mediums we go. Onto lap 5 we go. Gap to Russell is that. And lap 6, oh Nelly, do we have some pace. We are catching up tenfold to the cars ahead. And it's excellent. You do love to see it. And as we come on to the end of lap 6, 2 green sectors. However, last sector is still a thorn in our side. Tyre heating on the mediums is still even a bit sketchy. However, there are the faster cars in the pit lane, one of which is Leclerc. And I do not even believe it. Undercut of the century. We go past, but not without Leclerc trying to recklessly smash us off out of the pit lane. Not wanting to give up the position, but it's fine. P14. We have Hamilton on the hards once again, and hopefully we can catch him up and dispose of him quickly. End of lap 7, coming on to lap 8, a bunch more cars in the pit lane. Norris has kept his provisional lead, which is fantastic. We've actually kept up quite well with the cars ahead as well, which is fantastic news. Too many as wells for one human to comprehend. But what isn't great news, Raikkonen is out ahead of us. The cheating Alfa Romeo I will make sure I finish ahead of him by the end of this race, and we are all over the cars ahead. This is going to be a bloodbath. One lap of studying the car's rear wings up ahead, but we do keep up, which is imperative. We move on to lap 9 halfway through, and Kevin Magnussen is holding up the field ahead of us. A treat. Vettel, Raikkonen, Verstappen, and Hamilton, myself, and Leclerc, all in one massive train, all converged on each other, and there's going to be an overtaking fest like you've never seen before. Starting off with the Christian boy himself, DRS wide open, ERS wide open, fuel on rich. We go for the mother of all dive bombs into turn 1. Hamilton on our side pod, and it's an awful situation. Leclerc's going to get past, and I paused the game. I think I was just a bit cross. I wanted to see what on earth had happened there. I tried to defend to the inside, but Hamilton tries to barge us out of the way. Luckily, though, we give him the big squeeze, and we are still, from all of that, in P7. What a joke. Leclerc's reign of terror didn't last very long, though. We're going to go to the outside into the third sector, and we just... that is scintillating. That is absolutely beautiful stuff. Next up is Kimi Schittonen, because he's a cheat in his Alfa Romeo with a 21-1 last sector. Where's that in the race? Answer is nowhere. He's got absolutely no pace, but he's disposed of Magnussen, and now it is our job to dispose of him, because it is absolutely imperative that we do. We try and feint to the outside of turn 3, nothing going there. We're beginning to slide about on our mediums. I whack the ERS up into overtake, however I haven't got enough of a slingshot. We are very rapid through this next corner, a bit wide admittedly, however it's annoying because there's so little overtaking opportunity apart from that first straight and the bit before turn 3 and maybe before turn 5. And the worst bit is Magnussen pit on that same lap. So we've wasted a whole lap behind him, which is just not good news at all. And Leclerc with DRS behind us is not good news. Raikkonen over a second ahead. And that could be curtains. That could be 4th place out of the bag. However, we never give up. And as a result of that determination and sheer grit, we are now within DRS range of Raikkonen. Leclerc was dropping back on that lap as well, which is excellent stuff. So we do actually have some pace, which is good to know and good for my confidence levels and self-esteem. And hopefully we can overtake Raikkonen pretty soon and buy that size up a move on the main straight going into lap number 14. And that is exactly what we are going to do. Raikkonen's last sector hasn't been as potent as qualifying would have you know. And we are within DRS range big time to the outside of the first corner. We're going to do it with flamboyance and elegance round the outside. Oh yes, that is good stuff. P4, and now we can take it nice and easy. And here we are, last lap, last sector coming up. Fantastic stuff. We remained in P4. We weren't able to catch Verstappen in the end. It was a case of I was catching him in the first 2 sectors, but couldn't quite make the difference up in the last sector. And as a result, we are going to be just off the podium once again. Lando Norris does cross the line to win his first Grand Prix. Fantastic stuff from him. He's dominated the weekend, but for us, P4. Nice.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebrations, and it's going to be McLaren picking up the winner's trophy. Congratulations to the entire team for that fantastic performance.
Now that is what you love to see. Not a Mercedes in sight. Lando Norris winning his first Grand Prix for the team. And we get a lovely haul of points. He got fastest lap as well. He was on fire this Grand Prix. Oh my word. For us, once again, P4, just missing out on the podium, which is a shame. However, in the end, we did the best we could, considering the position we started in.
And the tyre heating issues. I mean, we cannot forget about the tyre heating issues, ladies and gents.
But a great race from us. Meaty overtakes P4. Norris wins the race. A great weekend all in all. Rivalry-wise, we're actually losing as opposed to what we normally do. That's not good. I'm going to give it a bruh out of 10. Resource points in the end is a grand total of 918 of them. Our team goal we didn't get by 1 point. For God's sake. All the teams love us apart from our own team because Norris beat us. However, Emma then goes and says this.
Great work. That's exactly the kind of result I'm looking for. Keep it up.
So is it a good result, or is it a bad result? McLaren, I am warning you, make your minds up, or I am going to toothpaste car.
Contract negotiation time. We're going to change some of these. We are actually a first driver again, which is good. However, I am the contract negotiating master. Look at that bar. That was absolutely amazing work. Off the track, we're like a Dubai oil shake when it comes to money. And speaking of money, we are going to spend it on something. I was debating an engine upgrade. However, a major engine upgrade eluded us as we didn't have enough resource points. So in the end, I thought drag will be a good upgrade. Reduce that, get some more straight line speed. And so that's what we are going to do very soon, as we dither about for a bit. And then finally, drag upgrade. Nice. And as the sun sets on episode 8, let's look at the standings one last time. We are third in the standings. It's excellent stuff. We've actually caught up to Hamilton and Bottas because they had a shocker of a race. Norris, with his dominant performance, is going to be 7th soon. McLaren still third in the constructors, extending the gap. fantastic. But as it's the summer break would be now in real life, so let's have a look at the season results so far. As you can see, we have 2 wins under our belt. We have a grand total of, I believe, 5 podiums to our name. We have got 5 in a row. This episode's been a bit of a travesty, I'm not going to lie. But we're doing pretty good. Hamilton with 5 wins. Good lord, that is ridiculous. We can also see our teammates' progression. Norris starting off with a DNF and 2 outside of the points finishes, to now a meteoric rise towards the front. It's been an absolutely brilliant episode for him. 5th and then 1st, just bettering his results every single time. He took that opportunity to win with both hands and he ran away with it. So absolutely brilliant from him, and that is momentum we can take forward into the next races at Belgium and Italy. Thank you all very much for watching this episode of F1 2019 Career Mode. If you did enjoy, slap like, smash subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because then you will not miss a single one of my uploads, and I would be very grateful if you did. I also have various social medias. I have my Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, and Discord. Bang! That was amazing. Links are all in the description. Go and give them a follow / join them. We don't bite. We're a great, fun-loving community, and it will be very good fun. Until the next video, whatever that video may be, once again, thank you all ever so much for watching. Stay safe, and I will see you very soon.